1 round for every, okay. At the end of each turn, the most damaged sector of the flagship shields restores up to 50% of its strength. Okay, so this is mine. The flagship makes 7 attacks, each of which targets a random enemy in an 8-cell radius and deals so much warp damage. Can only be used once per round. Maximum overdrive. The flagship speed is increased by 2 and its maneuverability is increased by 1. The bonus damage dealt by voidship ram. This one I'm not. Premonition. The flagship's augurs scan the area for favorable tactical positions. While the flagship is in such position, the evasion is increased by 35. The flagship next shot gains plus 2 extra range. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase. Oh, that means I can cool down 1 from 3 rounds at... Ooh. Okay, focused efforts allow the use of both abilities of one selected post for 1 turn, or shield post overloads enemy shields, redistributing them with the weakest side facing the flagship. Ooh. If the enemy has a hollow field, it loses several of its charges. So overloads the enemy's shields, redistributing them with the weakest side facing the flagship. Oh yeah. I mean, we want that. 1 enemy creature within a 5-cell radius. Oh yeah, we do that. And this? Oh, we can do another one. Boarding party. Makes 7 attacks, each of which targets a random enemy in an 8-cell range. Can only be used once per round. Maximum overdrive. This is... The next shot gains 2 extra range. Yeah, let's do this. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration. So does it mean we can shoot twice? Let's do this. Okay. Good. And as posts, anyone which is better on something? Ooh, Kasha. You are here. Let's see. Argenta, you're still the best of the best here? Yeah, 150. Oh, totally. Idira, you are 113. Ooh. Yeah, I'm better. There you go. You 160. Okay. And you, Hendrix, 40. And here, it's still you. Okay. Can we level up one of these? Ooh, look at this. All hands on deck. Okay. Yeah. What about this? Ooh. These are all okay. And this upgrade we cannot. Is this hard integrity, no damage. Oh, I have damage? Oh yeah, so we need to repair. Is it done? Yeah, no, again. 100 scrap. Okay, now I don't have scrap. And you know what? Let's can downgrade this one. I don't want the RAM. Yeah, let's see. Which one shall it be? So this, the flagship augur scan an enemy ship to highlight its weak points. All damage dealt to a weak point. So what's the difference between this and this? It's increased by 30%. Only 1 weak point. 35%. Only 1 weak point. The weak point is never located on the opposite side of the ship. Oh. But I want things that blow things up. Okay. Nope. Okay, so we have new handling. While moving, the flagship may make its next turn at 90 degrees instead of the usual 45. So what is... Ah, it costs 0 AP. No, it's the same thing. Ah, it's cooldown from 1 to 2. Ooh, I don't want that. What about this? Shallow jump, okay. When the flagship jumps through a unit, that unit suffers. Ooh. So we can jump through. Oh, okay. Well, okay, I'll take it. Yep, because we can jump through. Yeah, and... Ah, we can go back up. Okay. So, this is 3 times. This is torpedoes. So how is this different? So, this one is 4 times. This one is... Where are the torpedoes? So torpedoes capable of firing 4 Eldari sonic torpedoes with 22 damage warheads. And this one is an ancient component of a Dargnus fleet frigate, was discovered. Torpedoes capable of firing 5 shots burning. So yeah, 88 versus 90. So which one is this meso? Yeah, shield torpedo. Where is torpedo? Long range weapon dealing so much. But this one is better. This one does 88 damage, while this one does 5 times 19 or 19 times 5. That's 90. Okay, let's go with this. Though. Okay. Okay. That's enough. Okay, let's go on the Eufrates.
Don't close your ears to my words. Et fodder, or we may quarrel. Before we go to the bloodiest of battles, allow me to summon that impudent boaster Thorbald Ironhide to your ship. The world of the Cog Priest can wait until 2 wolves have spoken their words. Understand, et fodder, how important this conversation is. It is my hunting path, and we can either prowl together, or I shall walk it alone. I hope you heed my words, for I do not wish to abandon your warband before my debt for being freed from the Xeno's thraldom is repaid.
Okay, why is this conversation so important to you?
And if the enemies blow his head off in the assault, who will tell me where to find my brethren? My pack. I must find them.
So will you leave my entourage if I refuse?
That I will, et fodder, or they will call me Ulfar the Wayward, he who forgot his pack.
So you will have your meeting with Thorbald. Come to the bridge.
That's better, et fodder. We'll talk to the brazen blowhard first and crush the heretics later.
Okay. I cannot afford to lose you.
Thorbald has not come alone, but with a young brother in arms. With a mocking glance at Ulfar, he bellows.
Thorbald Ironhide is here. Why have you summoned me, rogue traitor? Speak to me.
Ulfar's usual brash joviality has evaporated from his voice.
Know you, Thorbald, whither the path of battle has led my pack, the baleful howl? You haven't lost your pack, have you, Everlost?
The young wolf's voice is strong and insolent, and richly melodic. He tilts his head in mocking concern, watching Ulfar's complexion change to match the violent shade of his hair.
So we did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you.
Ha! Of course you do. Who would miss the chance to strike up a friendship with the illustrious leader of the equally illustrious Stormbiters? Go on, Halbrandt, recite the saga of my exploits, and make sure to include the landing in the Void Kraken's mouth. This is Halbrandt the Brave, the most sonorous voice in my pack.
Thorbald nods at the tall wolf, who seems to radiate the proud vigor of a warrior.
I think you meant to say Halbrandt the Braggart, no? For his verses often weave together the truth with his own flights of fancy?
Ulfar smiles vindicatively, with a viciousness utterly unbecoming of an angel of the Emperor. Now it is Halbrandt's turn to blush. Thorbald chuckles.
Thank you for the correction, Everlost. I reckon we can do without the saga.
So are all wolves so hostile toward one another? Or is it something personal between the two of you?
Thorbald chuckles.
It is only friendly nipping. If there was hatred between us, the walls of this glorious hall would have long since been painted with blood. Such is a warrior's nature, a wolf's nature. When we meet with strength, we test our teeth on it.
Ulfar huffs a laugh in response.
But there is a personal side to it, as well. The Stormbiters have always tried to best the baleful howl in the glory of their exploits. Tried and failed, for my pack was and remains superior.
So why do you call Ulfar Everlost?
You do not know? I'm not surprised. Brother Ulfar does not care for the moniker. He has had it since his early years in the chapter. When Ulfar underwent his trial of the Cup of Wolfen, he took so much longer than the others that the rune priests gave him up for lost. Later, he received grievous wounds and raids that sent him into stasis sleep for a long time. Any time we would pay a visit to the baleful howl, we would ask, "Where is Brother Ulfar?" And he was always resting. And recently, he went missing altogether, lost after an attack on Xenos.
Thorbald grins mockingly, his long fangs glinting.
And forget not to tell of the dire curse. That of your was laid upon the mighty Ulfar. No good death for him is fated, only to one day be lost, bereft of glory and honor.
Halbrandt declaims the lines so sonorously and powerfully that the bulkheads begin to vibrate.
Any who cross his path, let him regale, and gladly, that proud warrior, Halbrandt Blatherskite, singer of rumors, and fine tattler of tall tales. For he has glimpsed no worthy deeds in his short life.
So do you know where Ulfar's pack is now?
Feasting with the All-Father in the Hall of Heroes, I reckon. With Njad filling their horns to the brim, as valor and loyalty did fill their hearts. Lies. Did you see their bodies? Which of the brothers will avow the truth of these words? Ironhide never lies.
The young wolf's arm cuts through the air like an axe, and he angrily points at Ulfar.
And you, Everlost, watch your tongue unless you want my dagger to deliver a penance of eternal silence upon you. No, we did not see their bodies, but we heard their ranting and raving, which can only lead to the jaws of Mordecai.
Okay, I would like to know the details.
In the battle in which you, Everlost, Arnulf, and Skiadi were captured by the Xenos, the baleful howl took prisoners of their own. Under torture, the captive Xenos gave up the star coordinates of where they were to go next, some important meeting, it seems. The place was far away, deep in the uncharted regions where the servants of the Allfather have never ventured. And your brothers decided to go there. No navigator would dare lead them to those dark places, so your brothers seized a trading boat and voyaged there without a helmsman. So you abandoned them to their grueling march?
Ulfar's voice drops to a menacing rasp.
Lower your hackles. I urge them not to throw away their lives in vain. Nothing but death could await them among those malevolent stars. We all came here to serve the Allfather and repay our blood debt. Not to die for naught. Or have you forgotten that, Everlost?
So Ulfar, what will you do with this knowledge?
I will not test our friendship, Etfodder. I know that if I call upon you to go with me in search of my pack, I will be taking you away from important battles and the saving of your home. So I will go alone to seek my brothers. But I will not abandon you in your hour of need, I owe you. When we have defeated your enemies, I will leave you and follow the trail. That trail is bloody and has long since gone cold, Brother Ulfar. There is no need to add another body to its tally. As the leader of the Stormbiters, I call you to our pack. Be a brother to us now.
Ulfar gives the peaceably smiling Thorbald a penetrating look, his face darkening and his voice dropping low to a bestial snarl.
Have you lost your mind, Thorbald? Perhaps it is you who's lost his mind, if you are daring to speak so insolently to Ironhide?
Halbrandt's insinuating tone is dripping with such menace that even the drawing of a sword could not have made his threat any clearer.
Okay, so what makes you so certain they are dead? Why do you want Ulfar to join your pack? Thorbald, your associate too often speaks when no one has addressed him. Ulfar, perhaps you should listen to him. Ulfar is right, he's loyal to his brothers. Yeah, what makes you so certain they are dead?
When the baleful howl was setting off, we exchanged gifts, our pack runes. Every 10th watch, a priest cast the runes and saw what fate they revealed. 50 watches after the baleful howl left, the runes showed calamity. 60 watches after they left, death. Since then, the runes have been voiceless and their patterns hold no meaning. And that's it? The spirits deceive you, your priest went a little soft in the head and forgot how to read his runes, and for that you give my pack up for dead? Cowards! The runes do not lie, Ulfar, you know this. I am sorry about your brothers, but their fate is clear.
So why do you want Ulfar to join your pack?
He is our brother. He should not be left to wander the galaxy in the company of ordinary mortals, or alone. Wolves are like sharp knives, we hone ourselves against each other, and without brothers, Ulfar will rust and grow dull. Be with us, Ulfar, we will take you in.
No, Ulfar, stay with me.
Go to hell, Thorbald, they'll take you in there.
Pooh, okay. So Thorbald, your associate too often speaks when no one has addressed him.
Giving you a disgruntled look, Thorbald sternly cuts you off.
When it concerns wolf matters, Halbrandt will speak if he wishes. Do not forget that we are the chosen warriors of the Allfather, rogue traitor. Treat us like servants at your peril.
Ulfar's eyes flash with fury.
Stop there, Thorbald. This mortal rescued me from captivity and proved his valor. I will not stand here and allow him to be disrespected. So you hold this mortal above your brothers? Being without a pack has turned you feral and stupid, Everlost.
Yeah, Ulfar is right. He's loyal to his brother.
Stay out of wolf business, rogue traitor. I will not reveal the coordinates of the place to which your brothers traveled. Respect your alpha, Ulfar, that is an order. You are too quick to call yourself my leader, Thorbald. Go and bark commands at your pups.
Yeah, Ulfar, you tell him.
Who are you calling a pup, Everlost? Unlike your pathetic pack, we will soon go into battle and accomplish great deeds. But you, coward that you are, want to shirk your duty.
Ulfar's and Halbrandt's roars merge into a single word.
Duel.
What? Okay, stop soldiers, a duel is fine. Thanks, say nothing and do not interfere. Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay, stop soldiers.
A harsh shout drowns out the two wolves, who are ready to lunge at one another.
Quiet. Both of you. Have you forgotten where you are? Homegang can only take place on solid ground, not on a boat. The void and the warp are treacherous, and unfit to host a duel of the worthy. And secondly, I am your superior, Ulfar, and so I am not asking but ordering you to back up your chest beating with deeds. If the baleful Howl Pack is alive as you say, let it march with the Stormbiters in the assault on Eufrates II, let it display the valor all the stories tell of. Will you stand alone for all your brothers? Or have you gone soft?
The wolf leader's tone may be threatening, but you notice a sly glint in his eye. Ulfar, on the other hand, is growling furiously, with no matching twinkle in his gaze.
We'll see about that. I will prove that the Stormbiters will never be a match for the baleful Howl. Et Fodder, I must be at your side when you depart for the assault. Promise that you will grant me this honor.
Yeah, Thorbald, why will you not simply tell Ulfar where to look for his pack?
Thorbald's face seems to sag under a sudden weight.
When the baleful Howl left, I became the highest-ranking wolf in the Expanse. I am the Alpha, and it is my duty to ensure that not one of the Allfather's chosen warriors loses his life for foolish or fruitless ends. Not even Ulfar.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I promise Ulfar, we will march into battle together.
If you prove that your words carry more weight than a battle axe, I will tell you where your brothers went. If you fail, you will submit.
Thorbald's lips curve into a superior smirk.
Okay. So let's go into battle. What is that? Here. Yeah, we are totally taking Ulfar with us.
A general once said that all wars are fundamentally the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Rock shit. That general didn't witness the events on Eufrates II. Rogue trader Rel von Valancius was the supreme commander in that battle. A man of iron will, unfaltering, unshakable. I served in his personal enforcer guard back then. Just another cocky kid who thought he was an expert soldier. The Emperor was gracious to me. He gave me a chance to realize just how wrong I was. Most of my comrades didn't get a chance like that. The shuttles would have blocked out the sun, If you could have seen it through the smoke of the manufactorum city of Sigma, is 13. At its heart stood the machine cathedral, our primary objective. The Lord Captain showed us mercy by having the landing zone bombarded from orbit. All the shuttles carrying troops and, more importantly, precious vehicles reached their destination. Daunted by our numbers, the enemy withdrew. That was the perfect moment for a decisive attack. With an armored vehicle force of this size, we had the upper hand.
Okay, so deliver a tactical report to the officers. Commence a rapid tank assault in accordance with the military doctrine armored wave devised by Lord Militant Justus Quinn. Proceed with caution with the sport of comprehensive area, reconnaissance, or coercion. Advance while utilizing the surviving planetary populace as human shields. No. Yeah, proceed with caution with the support of comprehensive area reconnaissance.
Awareness tests succeeded. We were commanded to prepare our auspexes and commence the assault. We consigned our lives to small green vid screens and their machine spirits. Whenever we avoided another one of the enemy's traps and ambushes, we would then voxcast their coordinates to the artillery gunners. While our comrades rained thunder and lightning upon the heads of those skulking whoresons, we gave the Emperor's peace to the rest, making slow but steady progress toward the city walls. Pushing through the ruins of sacred workshops, we looked with awe upon machines that, up until that point, had remained forbidden to the eyes of the laity. Those were palaces of incredible and frightening technology. Voidship assembly halls, alchemical atriums, sacred arsenals, generators producing invisible fields unsettling to the mind, and scriptoriums containing knowledge of horrors best left undiscovered.
Okay, so in one of the chemical chapels, we came upon the Vanguard Regiment to detail the reason why the first assault failed. Yeah, the assault force to proceed with the tech sabotage, the deployment of infiltrators and the execution of enemy commanders, the shelling of the enemy with gas munition. Yeah, the assault force to proceed with the tech sabotage.
Tech use test succeeded. I was part of the escort for one of the tech priest crews that broke into the dock to carry out the sabotage mission. It's one thing to watch a tech nomad wave a sensor over a cogitator on a cargo deck, but another to observe sacred tech rituals being performed under a hail of bullets and carpet bombings. There have been heroic prayers, decryption litanies, and blessed crypto purification viruses did their work. Every turret in the vicinity instantly turned on the traitors, and the dock filled with gunfire and screams. When silence fell, the gates opened before us. It took us many days to break through to the metal heart of the manufactorum. In the third week of the assault, the vanguard was halted and swept away by a salvo of plasma macro cannons. Scorning every canon of sacred engineering, the heretics had placed the hull of an unfinished void cruiser on treads several kilometers long. This leviathan of adamantine and plasteel barred our way. Mugos Dominus Opticon 22 insisted that we retake the sacred machine, for the vessel had been in the making for many decades, and its destruction would have meant a great tragedy for the Imperium. It came as a surprise to all when the space wolf Thorbald supported the Mugos Dominus. After the Lord Captain had reconciled him with the explorator leader, Thorbald had tamed his pride and spoke in favor of the tech priest's cause of liberating the noble machine.
Yeah, so the Lord Captain sent scouts to assess the fearsome weapon.
The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. A majestic cathedral that was designed to cut through the void was instead resting on treads of a size that staggered the imagination. Those treads were grinding buildings into dust, and the ship's heavy cannons were incinerating entire tank formations. How could mere mortals hope to defeat a behemoth like that?
So the Lord Captain, ordered the cruiser be destroyed using blast megaton charges or commanded a sacred vessel be reclaimed. Yeah, we can try this one. We have 63%. Okay. Yeah. Succeeded. Okay.
Tech use test succeeded. Having the sacred machine on our side could have given our offensive a sizable edge. Our orders were to get a landing force to the cruiser's bridge and escort the engine seers to the main cogitator. Our shuttles used the turret's blind spot to deploy elite troops on board the cruiser. While they were engaged with the shrieking heretics, The engineers reasoned with the machine spirits of the main cogitator and initiated the blessed purgation protocol on the inner decks. It took us 3 days to drag every last cultist corpse out of the compartments. Slipping on pools of blood mixed with sacred unguents, we made it to the machine cathedral, a gargantuan hall breathing with the flames of 1,000 furnaces, the last bastion of the enemy army. That was where I first faced the word bearers, betrayers of humanity and unworthy sons of the Emperor. What could we, mere humans, possibly do to match their unholy, bestial rage?
Okay, so the Lord Captain commanded us to close ranks and direct all available forces against the war bearers. Devised a plan that placed the space wolves at the forefront of our strike. Brought the might of the captured explorer cruiser to bear. Yeah. Okay, should we blow it up? Yeah. Brought the might of the captured explorer cruiser to bear. Yeah.
Demolition tests succeeded. There is no greater pleasure in war than turning the enemy's own weapon against them.
Oh, yeah.
Chaos Marines are stronger than an army of ordinary troops, but even they cannot survive a direct hit from a macro cannon. The cruiser's weapons tracked their targets well, and no armor could protect them from shots like that. The Leviathan's treads rolled over the enemy defenses, decimating the contemptible word bearers and bringing us great triumph. And that's when it came. Doomscream, an ancient and bloodthirsty hellbrute, a merciless executioner forged from adamantine and ceramite. That single foe was repelling our assaults one after the other, turning hundreds of soldiers into a bloody pulp. For as long as that abomination lived, we had no hope of reaching the heart of the enemy citadel. The dire-eyed Thorbald volunteered to track down and destroy the vile spawn, but fate had other things in store for him and his brothers. The Space Wolves pack was to be the first to storm the Machine Cathedral, and thus Muggos Dominus Opticon. 22 assembled a cohort of elite Scutarii and said that he would locate and eliminate Doomscream. The soldiers were whispering that he was willing to activate the so-called Guaranteed Annihilation Protocol, a terrible and ominous rite that is as lethal to the enemies of the Omnicia as it is to his faithful servants.
So upon arriving at the front lines, the Lord Captain questioned the survivors who had witnessed the ruin that Doomscream had wrought, gave his blessing to Opticon and his suicide mission, or led his retinue to hunt down, questioned the survivors.
Those lucky enough to have escaped with their lives had little to tell us. They remembered a terrible howl hanging in the air and a death machine, impossibly quick for its size, dismembering people and crumpling tanks with its horrific manipulators. This enemy was ancient, devious, and utterly mad. The heretic's mind was clouded by rage and hatred, and his body was bound within a prison of metal and mutated flesh.
Okay, you know what? The Lord Captain led his retinue to hunt down his ancient killing machine himself. Succeeded.
Weapon skill test succeeded. What happened next would become legend.
Ooh.
The Lord Captain at the head of his retinue challenged the bloodlusting heresiarch that had crawled out of the darkness of time. He dealt the wicked executioner a heavy and mortifying blow, and thus Doomscream was routed. The abomination's torn pincer, fitted with an ancient and powerful bolter, became the rogue trader's rightful trophy. At last, we reached the Machine Cathedral. We saw a yawning lift shaft left behind by a colossal land-gnawing drill that had burrowed for kilometers into the depths of the planet. There, deep below, lay the last hiding place of the heretics' leaders. Hundreds of grenades, accompanied by promises of swift judgment, were hurled into the pit. Such was our righteous anger. The planetary assault was a resounding success. The enemy forces were shattered and broken. A small fraction remained in the Machine Cathedral, but the rest either had been destroyed or were destined to meet the same inevitable fate soon. The Lord Captain's retinue and the Space Wolves band delved into the shaft, heading toward the heart of the Machine Cathedral. We watched them leave with reverence in our eyes as we were setting up a perimeter around the entrance. We knew that the true outcome of the Battle of Eufrates II depended on them, and that our fates were theirs to decide.
Okay. Yeah, Ulfar comes with me.